Hey Body Rockers, and welcome back. My name is Deanna. If you've tuned into the last few videos that I've done, a lot of them are cardio based. They're working on upper body, they're working on lower body. So this video is going to focus on stretching. And I can't stress enough how important stretching is after your workout and before your workout. It's what keeps your body young, it's what keeps you feeling really good. So definitely important to spend just as much time stretching as you do in your regular workout. So that's what we're going to be working on right now. We're going to be focusing on hips, we're going to be focusing on shoulders, all the stuff that we worked in my previous videos, we're going to be stretching that out right now. So let's start in downward facing dog, as always. So just start to pedal at your feet, bend one knee, straighten the other. And then we're going to drop down to child's pose, big toes touch, knees wide, arms reach out in front of you. So keep this child's pose active. That means lifting the heel of the hand, elevating your arms, and then wrapping your elbows down towards the floor. So really trying to pull your shoulder blades away from each other. Melt your forehead down to the floor. Tuck your chin in towards your chest so you're lengthening out the back of your neck. And then lifting up your torso, walk it over towards the right side of your mat. And rock your left fingertips a little bit further forward. So you're getting a nice big stretch down the left side of your body. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, keeping your hands glued to the floor, press your ribs out towards the left side. Hips are still melting back to your heels, so try and sit them down as much as you can. Every inhale, feel your ribs inflate through your left side. And get longer, get bigger, expand. And then on your exhales, melting even deeper into a left side stretch. So this is accessing your intercostal muscles, your whole left side of your body. And then coming back to center. Switching over to the other side, walk your right fingertips a little bit further forward. So really try to go for more length here than you do for bend. Just get really, really long. So just off the side of your mat. Try to keep externally rotating your right arm bone away from you, elbow towards the floor. And again, inhales to expand, exhales to melt a little bit deeper. So you should be feeling this all the way down the right side of your body. Coming back into center, we're moving into a bicep stretch. So you're going to come down, just like child's pose, bring your palms to touch, elbows a little bit closer together, and then bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck. From here, if you're super tight in your shoulders, you'll definitely be feeling this already, and if this is enough for you, stay here and work through this. Try and stay here for about 5 to 10 breaths. If you're not feeling this as much, you want more, walk your elbows forward, and then really press your arm bones down into the mat. So you can walk your elbows closer, walk them further. Keep sitting your hips back to your heels. Really good. Let your hands go. And remember, you can stay here as long as you need to. Feel free to pause the video and really allow them to open. And one thing you want to be mindful of when you're stretching your shoulders, they're very delicate muscles, so you don't want to feel too intense of a stretch. You just want to feel the little tingling of sensation in your shoulders. Be very, very careful. Come up to your hands and to your knees. And then lifting your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So again, walk out your feet. Do whatever you have to do. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Heel toe your feet hip width apart. Bend your knees as much as you need to. So if you can't do this comfortably, bend your knees, hang out on your thighs. That's perfectly great. Hook onto your big toes with your peace fingers. So with either knees bent or knees straight, whatever you can do, come up halfway lift. As you exhale, pull your elbows apart, let your head hang heavy. Press your legs towards the walls on either side of you. So your thighs inwardly rotate towards each other. And remember, when you're accessing your stretches, really deep breathing. Release your hands, coming all the way back out, downward facing dog. Bring your thumbs to touch the back of your mat. Right leg comes up, And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. From here, dropping down to your back knee. So, a couple things here, alignment-wise. Make sure that your knee is stacked right over top of your ankle. You never want your knee to be moving past your ankle. It's just a lot of pressure on your knee. So try and stack it up. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can always walk your foot forward. It's a really nice option. So for some of us, you're going to be feeling this here in your left hip flexor already. If this is enough for you, stay here. Keep your chest high. If you're looking for more, coming down to your forearms. If you have blocks or props, you can rest your head on a block, you can rest your forearms on the block, or anything that elevates you, anything that you have around the house works really well. Staying here, again, if this is enough for you, if you want some more, heel toe your foot out to the edge of your mat and turn your toes out to like 2 o'clock. Again, you might feel this here and you're like, hey, that's enough, I'm gonna stay here. If you want more, peel your foot off the edge of the mat and opening up your knee. And this just gets like right into the nitty-gritty of your hip joints. Your hip joints, or your hip, all the stuff that's going on in here, it's the most intricate set of muscles in your body. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. So they're definitely going to be tight. It takes about 2 minutes for your hips to even allow the stretch to start happening. For your body to kind of be like, okay, I'm good here, we can hang out here, we can stretch. So be patient with yourself. Start to bring your foot back in towards center. Shift your hips back, flex your front toes. So this is called a half split. Flex your toes in towards your face. Now in your half split, you don't want to be sitting all the way back down to your heel. Keep your hips elevated so that you're lengthening out the back of your right leg. Either staying up high or you can start to fold down low. Another nice kind of option here, I like to move my foot out from side to side. It just changes where you're going to feel the stretch. When you drop your toes out, you'll feel this more in IT bend outside of your right leg. When you turn your toes in, when they're just elevated straight up, you're going to feel it right in the back of your hamstring. If you can, grab onto the outside of your right foot with your left hand and pull your foot towards the midline of your body, and then continue to arch your tailbone up towards the sky. This just gets the outside of your calf. So this, if you're a runner, this is a really nice stretch. You're gonna feel it. It's like muscles you've never felt before. It's really great, in kind of a great torturous kind of way. All right, and then melting back down into your right knee. Find your way up and back to downward facing dog. Take a second, shake out your hip, and then we'll switch sides. So thumbs touch, left leg up, left leg to the outside, drop down to your back knee. So either staying up high, again, or coming down low. So everyone's gonna be a little bit different. Just find what works for you. You wanna really feel this in your right hip flexor for now. Work your foot out to the very edge of your mat. Turn your toes out to 11 o'clock. And then maybe coming down a little bit more. Maybe peeling the edge of your foot. And dropping your knee out as much as you can. So I know this is definitely, these stretches take a lot of time. These stretches are definitely mental game. So try to stay with your breath. Your muscles are pretty amazing. Kind of think of them as an elastic band. The first time you snap an elastic band, it comes right back in. But the more you play with that elastic band, the more they start to open up, the more they start to release. And your muscles are the exact same way. So you just have to be patient, stay determined. Really good. Find your way back up onto your hands and work your foot back in towards center. So once you find center, flex your left toes, hips come up and back, half splits. If you're looking to do a little bit more, you can always take your full split, sliding all the way out. If you are taking your full split, make sure that your back toes stay tucked under and that you're rotating your right knee down towards the floor so that you're square. Again, another really nice place for blocks, if you can press yourself up, elevate yourself a bit more, or coming down. You can also grab your foot. If you're in the half split, remember the options that we did on the other side. So you can turn your toes out, you can take your foot, grab it, turn to the inside, arch your tailbone up. And shifting your weight back forward into your right foot. Lift your hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Shake them out. Roll forward, high plank, and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Arms come out wide like a T. We're just going to start moving into our shoulders. Bring your left hand in, just right underneath your armpit, and make sure that your right hand and your right shoulder are in one line, no angles. So keep it flat to the ground, make sure it's coming directly out. From here, rolling over onto your right side, take your left foot and bring it behind you. You can rest your head on a pillow or the floor. If you want some more, maybe lifting your left hand up to the sky. If you can, see if you can find your right hand. It's kind of weird at first because you don't know where your hand is, but once you'll find it, you got it. If you can connect with your hand, keep your right palm flat to the floor and pull your fingers up. Wherever you are, really try to pull your shoulder blades together, wrap them around your spine so that they kiss. And then slowly rolling back to your stomach to switch sides. Right hand in, left arm out. Make sure you're lined up. And then rolling all the way over to the other side. So right foot comes flat this time. Now if you're really hyper flexible in your arms and in your shoulders, you can always bring both feet flat. A lot of people aren't like that though, so that's okay. Just keep one leg extended. Right hand to the sky. If it feels good to, if you're good just with your hand on the floor, stay there. Remember, these are very delicate muscles, so don't push yourself too hard. And then slowly come all the way back to the floor. Press up to your hands and to your knees. And just kind of move back and forth between some, like a modified child's pose, so knees don't have to come out as wide. Just tuck your toes under. Rock forward, bring your hips forward, and then come back. All right, last one. From here, just kind of bring a little bit more movement into your shoulders. The more movement you bring into your joints, the more synovial fluid that is released from the joint capsule, and that's what makes the muscles and the joint really loose and lubricated, so they don't feel as tight. So the more movement you can create, the better. Reach your right hand forward, like you're shaking someone's hand. Hips come all the way up and back for 1. For 2. For 3. And here we're accessing both the hip and the shoulder joint. Come all the way up one more time. And then weave your right arm underneath your left. And this is getting into your spine. This is really, really nice. Bring your left hand up to the sky. Stay here, or you can take that left hand and drop it behind your back. If you can grab the inside of your right thigh with your right hand, you can't see it from this angle, but I'll show you on the other side. You can definitely do that. Use your breath here to allow you to start opening up. So as you inhale, you expand, you get longer. Use your exhales to twist and rinse out. Coming all the way back up. Switch sides. Left hand comes forward, hips come up and back. 1. 2. 3. Coming all the way back around just to finish the rotation, reaching all the way up. Get long, get big, and then twisting. So left arm comes underneath. Try to get the back of your left shoulder blade to the floor as much as you can. Breathe in, reach your right arm up. And now you can see on this side. So you can drop your hand behind your back or taking your hand, grabbing the inside of your left thigh. And breathe in. Exhale, twist a little more. And coming all the way back up to your hands and to your knees. Coming all the way back, downward facing dog. Shake out your legs. Move your shoulders around if you have to. Right leg comes up to the sky. Knee comes in towards your nose. And then slide your knee down the back of your right arm. So setting up for pigeon pose. So from here, you can either slide out. So if you're super, super tight in your hips, you're just working on opening, you can tuck your right foot in towards your left hip flexor. So this is a little bit more accessible if you have tight hips. If you're open and you want more of a stretch, you open up the angle of your foot more towards 90 degrees and kind of feel it out. See what works for you. So as you breathe in, lifting your chest up high, make sure if you are in a 90-degree angle, that foot is flexed. It just protects the knee joint. And then as you exhale, walking out. And coming down as low as you can. And I also can't stress enough the importance of breath in these postures. Try and make your inhales and your exhales substantially longer than what you normally would. Like really exaggerate your breath. The reason we do this is because our lungs act as our own personal Brita filters. So as the lactic acid is building up in your muscles, as the CO2 is building up in your body, the more oxygen you bring to your muscles, the more they open up for you, the more that there's an exchange. So as you breathe deeper, you're actually taking all the toxins out of your body and expelling them out so that you can bring in fresh oxygen so your muscles are opening. Cool, and then come all the way up to sit, roll over onto your right bum cheek, and we're just gonna move into a supine twist. So take that right foot that was in front, tuck it in towards your body, and bring your left foot over top. So left hand comes down to the base of your spine, breathe in, sit up really tall, and then on your exhales, right elbow to left knee, and exhale, twist. Every inhale, you get taller. There's space created between each vertebrae. Every exhale, pull the pit of your belly in so you have the room to twist. So see with each exhale if you can twist a little bit deeper, if you can trace your eyes along the wall a little bit further. Try not to slouch, always sitting up as tall as you can. And then counter twist, coming over to the right, bow down. Coming all the way back up, find your way into downward facing dog. We'll switch sides. So shake it out. Your left leg comes up. Hug your knee in towards your chest. Slide your knee down the back of your left wrist. So again, setting up accordingly. You're always going to have one side that you favor more than the other, or that you find easier. So just take notice of which side that is. Try not to favor it too much, or you'll create an imbalance in your body. So try and stay a little bit longer on the side that you don't like. For me, this is my left side. And really think about rotating your back knee down towards the floor. And think about reaching your left knee towards the top left corner of your mat as you reach your toes towards the back right corner of your mat, creating length between your legs. Another option, if you're here and you're sitting here and you're like, I'm good, I don't feel this, I need more. Another nice option is to weave your right arm underneath your left and take a little twist. And use your hands to push down into the floor, open up your shoulders. Slowly roll over onto your left side and taking a supine twist on the other side. So left leg tucks in close to your body, right leg comes over top. Right hand to the base of your spine. Breathe in, sit up tall. Exhale and twist. And again, breathe in, get taller. Exhale, twist deeper. Counter twist over to the opposite side. Bow down low. And then coming all the way back up. Extend both feet out in front of you. Flex your feet. So feet can be hip width apart here. So remember, like 2 fist width. Flex your toes in. Breathe in and sit up really tall. And as you exhale, reaching for your toes. If you can't reach your toes, grab onto whatever you got. If you got pants on, pull yourself in towards your thighs. And wherever you are, let your back round, let your head round. And flex your toes. Try to pull the baby toe edge sides of your feet in towards your face. And slowly rolling all the way up. Make your way down onto your back. So, squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then we're going to take a half happy baby pose. So your left foot comes flat to the floor. Take your right hand, either hook onto your big toe with your peace fingers or grab the outside of your right foot with your right hand. So from here, you're going to take your knee and pull it to the outside of your torso. Try to get it down towards your armpit. As you're doing this, really think about rolling your tailbone down to the floor. Let's try and create a nice long spine. And keep pulling down, rolling your tailbone away from you. If you're looking for a little bit more of a stretch, 2 options. You can let your left foot open up and let your left knee fall open, or you can straighten out your left leg. And feel free to kind of dip your toes into any of the options. You never know what works for you unless you try it. So don't be afraid of it. Try it. If you're not into it, you go back to what works for you. And then switch sides. Right foot comes flat, and left foot into left hand, either hooking onto the big toes or just grabbing the outside. Half happy baby. Try to release any excess tension from your body other than where the stretch is. So where you're stretching, obviously it's going to be a bit more tense, but try not to furrow your brows or to clench your jaw. So just try to relax everything. Try not to bring any more unnecessary tension to the pose. And come back into center. Squeeze both knees back in. And then we'll take a little twist here. So knees hover. Drop both knees over to the left, look over your right shoulder. Try to make sure that your knees line up so one isn't scooching away from the other. Try and keep them even. And melting your right shoulder down to the floor, look into your right hand. So you really want to think about pulling your body towards 2 opposite sides. It is a passive and restorative pose, but you need to bring energy to this in order to access the stretch. So if you're just laying here limp, you're not going to feel it. You really have to reach. As your knees reach left, you're looking and reaching right. Come back into center. And then dropping over to the other side. So again, knees stacked. Looking over. A couple options here. If you want more, you can always take eagle legs. So wrapping your legs over and dropping. This deepens it into your lower back. Another nice option. You can grab the outside of your left foot and reach, and then maybe taking your opposite hand to the bottom foot and reaching. So this brings it into like a leg, IT band, hamstring stretch as well as a twist. Now, if there's any time where you can't make it to your mat to stretch or to practice, the most important thing you can do for your body is to twist. Your spine, well, yogis say you are as young as your spine. So in between each vertebrae, you have these really delicate pieces of cartilage. And if you don't exercise them, if you're not using them, they will start to disintegrate. So it is one of those things, if you don't use it, you lose it. So try and do that as much as you can. Twists are the best thing, as when you get out of bed in the morning, before you go to bed, you can't go wrong. Keep your spine young and you'll feel amazing. Hug your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself one final squeeze, nose to knees. Hug everything in, breathe in, and then exhale, flop out. Savasana, feet fall wide, palms down by your side, facing up. So this is just as much a pose as every other pose we do in yoga. This is really just to allow yourself to feel the work that you've put in. To really notice your body, notice your muscles, notice how they feel. And as you lay here, just try to focus on nothing other than your breath. Just noticing as it moves into your nose and out of your nose. Notice how your inhales are cooler as they move in through the rims of your nostrils, and how it's warmer as it leaves. And with each exhale, see if you can melt into your mat a little deeper. Staying here as long as you need. It's a really nice place to take a few moments out of your day. When you're ready, hugging your knees in and coming all the way up. So that was a very short stretch sequence. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.